Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Kage. Kage is from London in England, in the UK. So let's see what Kage has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello. Oh yes, I can hear you now. Hello, Kage.
How you doing? You're all right. Sorry, on mute.
That's okay. I'm very well. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you very much. Very good. I'm getting ready for holiday. I'm going to Portugal tomorrow.
Oh my God, where's about in Portugal you're going?
Madeira.
Amazing. I used to live in Portugal a few years ago.
Okay.
But I was living in Portugal. I was living in Portugal. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I've been to Porto and I've been to Lisbon, but it's my sister-in-law is from there, from Madeira. So
okay.
Then, so my brother and her had a baby, so they're having a christening over there. So going there for a week.
Amazing. And can you speak Portuguese or not?
No. Just obrigado. But it's supposed to be quite close to Spanish, and I know a bit of Spanish.
Yeah, it's very similar. Once you get to learn Spanish, you kind of understand a bit of Portuguese as well.
Yeah, and I need to learn it because my niece is going to be fluent Portuguese and English, and I'm not having her talk about me behind my back, so I'm going to learn it before she starts talking.
Kage, tell me where you're from.
So I'm from London, East London, a place called Stratford. It's where the 2012 Olympics was. Wow. So that's where I am. Well, I've lived there my whole life.
So born and raised in East London?
Yes.
And what was the best part of growing up in London, in your opinion?
For me, just how multicultural it was. I love that everyone was different. Everyone was, when I moved, because in Stratford it was very diverse. Then I went to another school, and it was in my class in Stratford that literally was just like one white guy, one mixed race guy, one Filipino guy, and everyone was either Somalian, African, Caribbean, or South Asian. So it's really cool. So it's very multicultural.
Wow. And tell me, I'll check your profile a little bit. You're an artist, yeah? You do a lot. You're a dancer, you're a singer. So tell me a little bit about your career. Walk me through about your career.
Okay. All right. So I think I've always, primarily I'm always a dancer. I've always been a dancer. As a kid, I loved dancing. Then went to secondary school. Like you go, from about 11, you go to secondary school, or like in America, they call it high school. So I went there, and then part of the curriculum was drama, but there was like a privilege if you were good. So I was in a naughty school, a naughty class, so I never got to do drama. So then I went to another school, and then in that school, drama was part of the curriculum, so you had to do it. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then I loved it. So then I went to a performing arts college after school. And then you had to do dance. And I just wanted to do acting and singing, because I've been singing in church since I was able to talk as well. So then I was like, oh, I don't want to do dance. Dance is for gays, la, 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 dance is for girls, like that. Cut to me 6 months later, I'm like, I'm a dancer, darlings. So So after that, I went to a dance school after that performing arts college. Then I went to a professional dance college for 3 years, doing ballet, tap, jazz, contemporary, hip hop, commercial dance, where I was acting, singing, voice work. So I did all of that. Then I graduated from there from 2005, and then that's been it. Been just doing musical theatre, TV, film, done West End, UK tours, European tours, Asian tours, went around Australia as well.
Wow.
We're very, very fortunate.
You're very busy, Kage, I can see.
Yeah. So I've got the fitness on that on the side as well. So when I'm not dancing, I'm doing yoga, bar, HIIT, and personal training. So yes.
Very good. So during the journey, I'm going to explore a little bit more about your career and also about your life overall, okay?
Okay.
Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your point of views?
Let's go. Let's have it.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So this is my best friend. Full of random questions. I'm just gonna play a song now first to relax a bit before the first question, okay?
Okay. Okay.
Let's do it. My God, I'm so brave to be dancing in front of a professional dancer. Wow.
You know what? Just live your best life. There's no such thing as bad dancers. Just dance.
Kate, before we start doing the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about, some reason you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Okay.
Right. First question for you is, what is something you wish you could do every single day?
Oh, something I wish I could do every single day. I'm very lucky that because of my job, I get to do what I love every day. So I love teaching fitness. Maybe performing more. I kind of see my fitness classes as a performance anyway. I'm dancing around, I'm singing, but probably if I was on a West End stage every day, but even then I'd be a bit like I'd like a rest. But I think I'm very lucky that I love what I do. So I'm happy doing what I do every day. Yeah.
Do you consider yourself to be more a day or night person?
It really depends. At the moment, I think I'm more of a day person because I wake up naturally when the sun wakes up. So I'm up at like 5 a.m. and then by about 7, 8, I'm like really tired. But I'm a big party boy. So if I have like some good music and some good old vodka lemonade in my hand, I can do an all night and like get home at like 6 o'clock in the morning. So
you can balance. You know, balance.
Yeah. I've been to Ibiza a couple of times, and then I did 24 hours. So yeah, just partying for 24 hours, just some vodka, just like with the music, just loving life.
Amazing. Next one, let's do it. All right, Kate. Next question is, what makes you a unique person?
What makes me a unique person? I think it's probably my way of life. I feel like I'm very effervescent, very outgoing, very confident. I love life, love living a dream. I think I've had some crappy things happen in my life that everyone has. Like I ruptured my patella tendon. I've got this massive scar down my knee. I probably could show you actually, like that.
Wow.
Yeah. So I got attacked on holiday, and I got attacked with like broomsticks and shisha pipes, but they could have had knives or guns, and I might not have been here. So that kind of makes you realize that life is short and life's for living. So I just think my zest for life, I feel like, is very unique to me. So I'm just like, yeah, let's go.
Wow. And saying that, what's the best part of being Kage? What's the best part of being you?
I think just I always give a lot of love. I always show a lot of I just always like to reach out and try to make everyone happy. I feel I always want to like show the love and make sure everyone's happy and just trying to, that's it, happiness and love.
All right, next one, let's do it. Next question for you is, if someone offered to tell your future, would you accept it or not, and why?
No, I wouldn't accept it. I feel like I want to see my future when it happens. I don't want to be told, because then I don't know, can you imagine just be sitting expecting this thing to happen and you don't know when it's going to happen? So it would just ruin life. If it's going to happen to me, it's going to happen to me. If I'm going to win £1 million tomorrow, if I get helped by a bus tomorrow, let it happen when it happens.
Yes, I think if you know too much information about the future, you kind of get a bit distracted and you know what I mean, mix up a little bit your...
Yeah, and you're not living in your present. If you think about the future, you're not in the present.
Totally. Yeah. Next one. Before the next question, tell me, how fitness came into your life? You always being part of the fitness world?
Hmm. Well, obviously, being a dancer, you're always working out, always dancing. So yeah, I always like working with my body. And then what did I do? And I feel like as a dancer, to like kind of keep your body in shape and strengthen it, I've always worked like front of house in like yoga studios.
Mm-hmm.
So then I was like, and then from there, I was like, and I thought to myself, if I'm going to work somewhere that I'm not doing, like if I'm not going to be singing, dancing, and acting, and I do something going to benefit me. So I'm like, well, I worked in like a yoga studio, so I got 3 yoga classes, and then worked in another studio where I got other fitness classes like HIIT and cardio, and well HIIT is cardio, bar strength classes. So I started doing that, and it's just like a natural kind of progression into it. Yep. So and now full-time fitness now. So yeah, and that's how it is.
Do you work out every single day, or you have some days off?
Well, it depends. I go through little waves. Like sometimes I will literally go to gym every single day, do something physical, or I might have like a week off. Like I've had about 2 weeks off now, but then I teach online. So before this, I was teaching an online class. So I will do the arms with them, the arm workout. I'll probably do the core or the legs as much as I can. But most times I just watch them. But I do, but in a way, I'm working it, and I cycle every day as well. So I cycle like there's one day, like a Thursday, I'll cycle from Stratford to Walthamstow, which is like 25-minute cycle, and then from Walthamstow I go to Shoreditch. Then from Shoreditch I'll cycle to Soho, which is about 20 minutes. Then cycle back from Soho back to Shoreditch, sometimes to go to the gym, or just cycle all the way home back to Stratford, which is about 40 minutes. 35, 40 minutes. So cycling every day, so much. I'm always active. Yeah.
Okay. Next question for you is there a dream you always had?
I'm old. I mean, as a kid, I wanted to be a hairdresser. So gay. What else did I want to be when I was a kid? Actually, performing was always what I wanted to do. I remember there was a TV show called Roundhouse on Nickelodeon, and they'd always do this big dance routine at the end, and I'd always do the routine, always try to copy it. So yeah, so I think that was from when I was like 8 years old. I've always loved dancing. So yeah, I think I'm actually living my dream, what I've always wanted to do. So yeah, and I've always liked acting as well and singing, so yeah.
And your family always supported you as well through your career?
Yeah, actually, my dad was a little bit funny at the beginning. He's very religious, he's a preacher. And then I watched the show, there's a few swear words in it, and he was like, that's not theatre doesn't have swearing in it, which was very ignorant of him. But that's when I was like 17, but now he's my biggest fan. Like, when I do a musical, he has like, I get him the tops or like the hoodie. So that I did Mamma Mia, the movie, walked with the Mamma Mia hat. Wow. I did Dirty Dancing. He had the Dirty Dancing hoodie he was wearing all the time. So yeah, all the musicals, I did Ghost the musical. He wears the hoodie for that. So yeah, he's accepted now. But my family's always been really accepting. Like whenever I've been done anything TV, it's like, oh yeah, he's on TV tonight, check him on this station. Or if I did a modeling job and I'm in a newspaper, he'll be showing it around to his friends. So yeah,
oh,
been very supportive. Yeah.
Sweet. Ready for another one?
Yeah, let's go.
Do it. Next question. Hey, Kate from London. Next question is, what bores you?
What bores me? What bores me? Ignorance. Ignorance bores me. If you're ignorant and you won't open your mind and you're stuck in your ways, that literally drives me insane. I'm like, oh my God, how can you live like that? It's just crazy. When you hear stuff from people like going, all the anti-wokeness, I'm like, well, wait, first, wokeness is just people acknowledging the inequalities throughout society. And for you to not like it, it just shows that you're happy being that way because it makes you a stronger person. Do you know what I mean? If you're a white, privileged, cisgendered male, you're going to love that. No one questioning you because it keeps you on top. But if we start realizing how people who are Black, people from the queer community, women, people from like poor economic backgrounds. If these people start getting the knowledge and power to come up, you being a cisgendered white man who's of privileged wealth, you're going to come down, and they don't like that. So that's what bores me, ignorance.
Wow. And tell me, for you, how was growing up as a gay boy?
Well, I'm from, as I said, very religious background, also Jamaican. So that's a double-edged sword when it comes to sexuality, being gay. So I didn't actually really come out properly until I was 37, and now I'm 40. So this is when I think a lot of people knew I was gay, but like my dad didn't know, and a lot of people from the church didn't know, and other family members didn't know. And then as I said, just before the pandemic, I came out in a big blaze of glory, like shitting glitter and riding unicorns. It was so gay. Literally, my friends were like going, "Are you okay? What's going on?" Because they knew I wasn't completely out. They knew I was gay, but they didn't know I was gay on social media. They knew that. So then they were like, "Oh, so you've come out there," and I can tell. So yeah. So growing up was difficult. They'd make a lot of comments that was very derogative. That they used to call homosexuality the white man disease and stuff like that, because only white people were gay, black people weren't gay. And obviously growing up, not seeing black people on TV or film being gay, I literally thought I was the only gay person in the world who was black. That's what I thought growing up. And I don't think I actually saw a black gay person till I was, I want to say 17.
Oh, wow.
And I live in London. So probably there were gay people out there, but I didn't know they were gay. Like, this is why I kind of wear like the pride flag on my watch. Not just to be like, oh, it's pride, but just to show visibility. So someone can be like, oh, he is gay, because it is the like having someone to look up to and just being someone you can relate to. So this is why so that's how I grew up though.
Absolutely. And when mention about that you came out quite late to your family and friends. What happened that you say, okay, I'm gonna be myself from now on, I'm gonna come up? Did something happen that felt like
Because so also I said all my friends knew I was gay, all the friends knew. I'd be walking down the street under my boyfriend's hand, I'll do it. But I'd be looking over my shoulder just in case some family member or my dad was there. So I was at one of my good friends' wedding. She was marrying another woman. And I remember them at the wedding, watching them walk down the aisle. And I remember just being like, I just burst into tears. I was like, why would anyone have a problem with two people showing their love together just because they're both female or they're both male? So yeah, and then that night, after a lot of Prosecco and other alcoholic beverages, I was just like, I texted my dad and went, I'm gay. Because I've been wanting to tell him to his face, but I just never had the guts. I knew I would never have the guts to do it. So I thought, like, just send a text, I'm done. So and I told him. He wasn't good at all about it, but I think the pandemic actually helped. It really helped because it made you realize how short life is. And how, because you couldn't see, and we're a really close family. We've got a WhatsApp group, we chat every day on it. So, so when we couldn't see each other regularly, like we'd do a Zoom call once a week for the entirety of the pandemic. Because my youngest brother he lives in North Carolina. Okay. So every Sunday we'd have a Zoom call, every single Sunday, the whole family. So, so we're a very tight-knit group. So he was a bit weird at first, but then I said that the pandemic came and now he's really good. Now my boyfriend comes to my mum and dad's house. We're all going on holiday tomorrow together to Portugal. So my boyfriend will be there, my dad will be there, aunties, uncles, cousins. So it's gonna be a big old family affair. Like all the Jamaicans coming over to Portugal. So Jamaicans and Portuguese mix.
Wow, it's gonna be a good mix.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's gonna be such a good time. I can't wait for it. Yeah.
3 questions left for you. Let's do it.
Okay, cool.
There we go. There we go. Next question is, where do you see yourself living when you retire?
In London. I am such a London boy. I'm very proud to be from London. I don't want to live anywhere else. I live in Stratford, East London. So I would probably maybe Hackney, which is about 10 minutes from Stratford. But if I had to move out of London, if it to be somewhere in the UK, maybe Manchester or Birmingham. And if I had to be out of the UK, I love Berlin. I used to live in Berlin. I lived in Berlin for about 6 months. So that would be another place I'd love to go, or New York.
Wow.
Yeah. So that if I had to move out of London, those are the places I would choose to go.
You need to be in a buzzy place, right? A place
Yeah,
like
you can
New
tell.
York, Berlin.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I
This
need to
thing
be
happen.
there. I can't be in any little quiet town because I'd be like, oh my God, I'm so bored. I'm so bored. I'm so bored. I'm so bored. So,
I
yeah.
think you are too big to be in a small place. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, exactly. I need the hustle and bustle.
2 questions left. Let's do it.
Okay.
Before the next question, through your career, tell me a moment that happened to you, acting or dancing or on your personal trainer career, anything that you go like, you know what, that moment I'll never forget. Always going to have a special place in your heart.
Okay. I think it is, I've actually got a few. I'm very lucky I've got a few. Through my performing career, I think it's, I was doing Mamma Mia the movie, filming it in Greece. Me and my friends are sitting eating dinner, and then the waiter brings a bottle of wine to our table, and we were like, "Oh, we didn't order this." They went, "Oh, the gentleman over there sent it over to you," and we looked over, and it was Pierce Brosnan waving at us. So he got us this bottle of wine. I mean, I don't like red wine, but I thought like it will be a good red wine. So if I'm going to drink red wine, I'm going to drink this one. So, yeah, that's always an amazing part. I always remember that. It's amazing. And that whole film was amazing. All the actors were amazing.
And how was being part of Mamma Mia, the movie? How was being part of it? My goodness, the energy must be like, wow.
It was a paid holiday. It was so much fun. It was embarrassing. Not embarrassing, but I couldn't swim at the time. So the scene, Does Your Mother Know? No, I'm Leo Your Love. All the guys are on the jetty and they jump into the water. I'm on the far left of the screen because I couldn't swim. So I jumped into the water and just stayed down like that. And when I said cut, I just stood up and walked. Where the other boys are like swimming for dear life. So that's always, I found that quite funny. And then we had to do the jet skiing scene. And then because I couldn't swim, I'm like, you know what, Kage, you just stay here and chill. So me and some other friends, because a couple of the guys got injured, so they couldn't do it either. So we just stayed at the hotel all day. They brought us food. We'd go to the beach and sit there all day. Then in the night, everyone would finish work. So we'd all go to the bars and dance around, get drunk. Then the next day, they'd all go back to filming and I'd still be sat at the hotel. So, as I said, it was a paid holiday. It was amazing. Amazing.
How long was the whole time you spent there?
Well, in Greece, I think we were there for about 2 or 3 weeks, I think.
Oh, wow.
So we were there for a while. It was interesting because when we weren't allowed into the water, it was such a hot day because of makeup and costumes. Wasn't allowed in the sea, and we started dancing on the beach. Does Your Mother Know? On the beach, just like, oh my God, it's so hot, it's so hot, it's so hot. We're jumping in, wasn't allowed to. So when they said cut, we just ran into the sea like mad people, couldn't wait to get in. And then with Leo Your Love, we kept jumping into the water, but that day was freezing. It was a real windy, the sea was really choppy, and we had to keep jumping in the water again and again, and we were freezing. So so that was ridiculous. But yeah, it was such an amazing opportunity. I loved it. And another part that I always think highly of was during the pandemic, because there was a lot of people doing online fitness. So I was doing one on Instagram. I was doing it like 3 times a week, doing yoga, HIIT, and bar. And what I found really warm, and people like going, the only reason why I survived the pandemic was because of you and your classes.
Oh,
Which was
wow.
really, that really meant a lot. And I was just like, at the end of the day, I was struggling with the pandemic. So I thought, let me just do something to keep everyone active and keeping myself active at the same time. And so, yeah, like I keep saying that, you helped me so much. Even now, some lady said to me last week, I've never seen her before in my life. She was like, oh, you're Kage. I was like, yeah, I did your Instagram classes during the pandemic. They were amazing. Thank you so much. I was like, oh, wow. So yeah,
That's
that was the two moments that I really will hold near and dear to my heart for the rest of my life.
wow, beautiful. Okay, next question is, if you met someone sad in the street, what would be your approach or your advice to this person?
If they were what, sorry? If they were...
Like if someone sad, feeling sad in the street.
Okay. Well, I always, because it happens a lot, I see it a lot, like in London, people just be crying. I think it's the British thing, you just ignore it. Like, but I'll always go up to them and be like, are you okay? I remember this one guy who was on Oxford Street, just outside where it was, I don't know if you know London, but on Oxford Street, there's like a cross like that. One is Oxford Street, another cross is Regent Street.
Yeah.
So on the cross of Oxford and Regent Street with them, and this guy was just crying, and I went, are you okay? And he was like, yeah, I'm fine. But he was just crying his eyes out, and I went, do you want a hug? And he went, yes, please. And I gave him a hug, and he told me that his sister just been diagnosed with cancer. He just found out that second.
Wow.
So yeah, and I just gave him a hug, because I think so many people are going through stuff that we never know. And people might, especially if a man's crying, they all just ignore them because they can't deal with it. Like I remember one time I had really bad anxiety from pandemic and getting onto the tubes. And I remember having a panic attack and just kept crying and I couldn't breathe. And bear in mind, I'm from London, use the tubes all the time. I got lost on the tube, got to the wrong stops. I didn't know what platform to go to. I mean, it is confusing at Underground in London, but even I was just like, where am I? So I went to the staff members and I went, oh, how do I get from the central line to the circle line? And as I said, I just started to cry. And the woman, it was a man and a woman, the woman just turned around and walked away, literally. And then, I was just like, and the other guy was just, oh, and he's pointed. And it's that thing, I was like, say if I was suicidal and I'm about to jump in front of a tube, all you could have been like, are you okay? And that could have stopped me from doing it. But instead, you just pointed me and then that would have been it. So that's why I feel like we've just got to be really careful with people and actually be kind and sympathetic, because you don't know what they're going through. So even if you just go, are you okay? Just saying, acknowledge them, seeing you have been seen. I never have tissues on me, but if I had one, I'd offer it. And like I said, give them a hug or whatever. And so I'd always acknowledge someone if they're sad, always.
That's so true. I think in big, as you know very well, big cities, you never know. But there are so many people, that what they need is just a question. Are you okay? Or maybe just a little gesture for them to feel visible. Sometimes it can be, helping. You never know.
Yeah. Exactly.
Ready for the last one?
Yeah, let's go.
Question. Let's do it. Hey, Kage, last question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think people need to know about each other before they get married?
Oh, what do they need to know before they get married? That's a hard one. I do feel like because of social media and stuff like that, you kind of know everything about someone already. But I don't think me and my boyfriend been together for 8 years now.
8 years? Wow.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think, we had sex on the first date. So, but then I didn't know anything. And I kind of knew, I don't know, it was weird. Wow, that's a really good question. What should you know? But there's so much things about somebody that you will learn about them. So, and that's kind of half of being with someone, getting to know them and finding out things about them. Of course, there's certain things like if they're financially unstable or Uh, but yeah, just making sure that like stuff, maybe things about their family.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I always worried when I got with people, if their family might have been like, they don't like black people. So I used to get really nervous. I remember in my straight days, I had a girlfriend and I was talking to her and I was like, we're going to meet her parents. I was like, I'm a bit scared that they're going to be upset with me because I'm black. And then she was like, no, no, no. So then when I got there and I opened the door, I was like, oh my God, he's black. The mum. And then the dad was like, I thought we were going to be blue. They made fun of me because of it. But yeah, stuff like that, maybe what the family are like.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I don't know, I'm contradicting myself, and it's like you just have to meet them and see what happens. So that question I asked was actually quite rubbish. I answered. So
No, they're not right or wrong. It's just actually
my opinion.
I think
Yeah.
that it's very important about, you know, their financial state, you know, how things are happening with them.
Yeah.
Also about I think there are 2 points very important that sometimes, you know, it can make a difference, you know, the connection between you and the person you are dating. That's for sure.
Yeah. I remember also watching a TV show called 6 Feet Under. My boyfriend's obsessed with it. And in it, one of the main characters, the mother, she got with this guy, they got married, and then she found out afterwards he had really bad, really severe mental health issues. So then she was with him, and then she's like, well, if I knew that before, now I feel like I'm trapped, and now I can't leave you because and then his mental health took a real turn for the worse. So she was like stuck there with him, and she was like, I wish I knew before, because then I could have made an informed decision whether I wanted to continue with this. So yeah, so mental, physical, emotional, financial stability.
It could be a long list.
It could be a long list or no list at all. Just see what happens.
Just go with the flow. Just get involved, and after you see what happens.
Exactly. Buckle in and enjoy the ride.
Totally.
Yes.
Right, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay?
Okay.
Let's start. So, I hope you are enjoying the interview. Before we do the word association game, don't forget to give a like. Don't forget to share this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Just click on the button right there. Thank you so much and enjoy the word association game. Okay. Let's start with politics.
Show.
Family.
Love.
Money.
Not important.
Life.
Live it.
Sex.
Love it.
One word for love.
Abundant.
Religion.
Questionable.
Fear.
Oh, don't think about it.
Friendship.
Amazing.
Desire.
Horny. That came to my head.
Ooh. Regrets.
Have none.
Success.
Oh, one word. Oh, so I'm overthinking it. Success. Happiness.
Okay. Wish.
Dream.
One word for happiness.
Satisfaction.
One word for London.
Incredible.
One word for England.
Questionable.
One word for acting, dancing, artist. One word for artist.
Joy.
And the last one now, fitness instructor. One word.
Positive.
Amazing. Let's pretend I'm going to meet your lovely partner for a coffee, and I'm going to ask him, tell me the most beautiful thing about Kage, and tell him something that he still needs to work on, to improve on. What he would say?
He would say that I'm more shy than I let on.
Hmm.
I feel he knows that whenever I feel insecure, I get bigger.
Interesting.
So, but no, I am confident, but sometimes I do get really nervous and I get really shy and anxious, and he sees it, but no one else ever has. So, so like I say that, it's not like I'm putting on a front, but I kind of, what's the word? My vocabulary has left my head, but I overcompensate sometimes a little bit, especially if I feel uncomfortable. Like, for instance, if I see someone I know they don't like me, I would like, oh, hi, how are you? You're all right. I would be polite, but I'll be over the top. Whereas someone's like, I'll just be like, hi. Do you know what I mean?
I see.
And something that he will say that I need to work on also, which is going to sound quite interesting, is to believe in myself. Because sometimes I will, like, I'll go to an audition and it won't go very well. So I'll just come home and cry and be really upset. And I'll be like, it was horrible. It was terrible. It was the worst decision I've ever done. I'm going to quit. And he'll be like, it wasn't, I know it wasn't that bad. It couldn't have been that bad. And I know it wasn't. It's just how you think.
Yeah.
So you just have to believe in yourself. And also, I think I'm dyslexic as well, which I need to get, but he's always saying you're dyslexic, the way I do stuff. And then sometimes I take that dyslexia is into, I'm not intelligent, but it's just, he keeps telling me, it's not that you're not intelligent, it's just that you learn things in different ways. So like I could read a book and then it would take me, I've got to read a paragraph like 3-4 times for it to sink in. Whereas if I was to do a fitness class, I'd be like, right, we did this, and I'd remember it, exactly what we did. Or I've done dance routines that I did when I was 17 and I'm now 40 and I still remember them. Or I'd listen to a podcast and then I remember everything from that podcast. And I'd be telling, oh, this. And he was like, how many times did you listen to that podcast? I went, I listened to it once. And he was like, and you remember all of that? And I was like, yeah. And then languages, I pick up languages quite well as well. Like I can go somewhere, I can pick up words enough to say hello, goodbye, thank you, can I have the bill, how are you? And I would learn that in a few days, where he'd be like, he could never do it. So him telling me to believe in myself and trust that I am intelligent enough. I just learn things differently. That's what he'd say.
I can see you come back from Portugal with your fluent Portuguese.
Oh, I don't know about fluent, but I'll have a few words under my belt so I can get by.
Let's play now, Kate, in the magic box. And you can ask me a question. Hey, Kate, you can ask me a question now.
Ask you a question. Okay. What made you decide to do these interviews?
Good question. You know, when you're talking about 2020, when, you know, you went through some rough time that, you know, found yourself in a dark place, I put myself there as well. I think, you know, a lot of people, they're lost, you know, because I think the uncertainty, nobody knew what was happening. So I think people got anxious, people, you know, their mental health went a little bit over the place, didn't know what was happening. So much bad information was coming through as well. So I think all of that. But at the same time as well, I believe that a lot of people, they find a way to survive. As you said about your classes, you know, online classes. And I put myself there as well. I remember that we could leave the house once a day for exercise. Remember the time? And one day I went for a run in the park, literally for a run. And this idea came along and I was like, oh my God, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, you know, research some fun questions and I'm going to, you know, make a podcast where I can connect with people, can let people express themselves. And actually, that's how it started, like literally out of nowhere. But saying that, before I started the show, when I look back, when I was a teenager, even as an adult, all the time when I was with friends, like on holidays, barbecues or anything, there always a moment I was like, okay, so let's start now. Tell me what's your favorite color. So I've always been doing that. My friend said, William, remember we were doing that? Like, I was like, oh my God, yes, I was doing that before. Of course, not the camera, not, you know, around the world. But fun enough, I was already doing that, you know. It's funny because I was looking for something that I would like to do, but was already here, but I didn't know, you know, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for the COVID, you know, besides the sadness. I'm so grateful because if I didn't go through there, maybe I wouldn't find that thing that was here. Do you know what I mean? So I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
yeah, so that's how it started. Like out of nowhere, I literally started, and I love connect with people around the world, seeing people, express themselves. I think it's just amazing. So that's how it started.
Yeah, amazing. Okay. And how do you pick your people?
Other interesting question. Literally, Cage, there's no criteria for me. I literally go online, yeah, like on Instagram, Facebook, social media, and I literally start looking. And I even don't look much into the details, their detail, because I like to get to know my guests during the show. I
Yeah.
literally just look to see if the profile it's real, because there are so many fake profiles.
Yeah.
I just have a look briefly, more or less, and I just fire up the question, literally, like the same way I did with you. I mean, I'm
Okay.
not working in a project, and I literally, and yeah, so that's how. And I don't literally, there are no criteria, because I strongly believe everyone has a story to tell. Everyone had something to share. So
Okay.
yeah, they're not like criteria. I literally fly away, and actually, we just made memories now.
Oh, we have. Amazing. Well, thank you for getting in touch with me. I feel really flattered. Thank you.
Thanks so much for taking the time. Thanks so much for being so open, so sweet as well. But
Oh, thank you.
before you go, you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
Um, just be a nice person. Just be open-minded. I remember, no matter who we are, no matter where we're from, no matter who we sleep with, no matter who we identify with, we are all human beings, and we all, if you cut us, we all bleed the same color. So just respect each other. And my mum always says to me, respect others or treat others how you'd like to be treated.
Totally.
Yeah,
Totally.
yeah, yeah. That's what I say. And another thing I would say, always be you, because everyone else is taken.
Totally. That's the magic of the beauty in ourselves, being
Yeah.
ourselves. Yeah.
Being yourselves and embracing that we're different, and it's okay to be different. It's actually amazing to be different, because you are the only one where you can embrace other people's differences. So yeah,
Absolutely.
that's me.
Muito obrigado.
Obrigado. De nada.
Yeah, de nada, amazing. Enjoy your holidays and you keep in touch.
Thank
Okay?
you very much. Okay, take care.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.
Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.